subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Do you think race mixing should be illegal?
What do you mean?
Like mixing races, like a black person, white person having children, like an Asian and a Mexican.
Yeah.
Should it be illegal or legal?
Should it be legal or evil?
Illegal.
Oh, no.
No.
Why not?
I love my chocolate,
Yeah.
man.
Everyone loves who they love. I mean,
So you're a mud shark.
Oh, what?
You're a mud shark?
A mud shark is crazy. No.
You said you like chocolate men.
Okay.
So you're a mud shark.
No. I like everybody, but I like my chocolate man.
Wait, why should race mixing be legal if the child is more likely to turn out?
That's a statistic.
Yes.
from what source?
Me looking around.
You looking around?
Yeah.
Very credible, I do have to say.
All right, we in the building. Yes, we are. We in here. What's going on, man? I'm on late, but I'm here. Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing, man? Ready to chop it up. I didn't do a tap in last night. I did my regular YouTube joint. Very good. We chopped up some real good game. Y'all need to go to my YouTube channel. That's Tariq Radio and peep that. But we're going to chop up some great game on this broadcast right here, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get started, if you don't mind, let me shout out some of the regulars in here real quick. We got FBA Trade Day in the building. We got Hash. We got Mark. We got Brother Macau. We got Rhonda, Brother Maroc, Sweets, Miss T, 206C, Candy Girl. We got Black Wolf, Ty Powell, Highland. We got the lovely Noel in the building, Sir Mike, Trinity, Soul Food, the lovely Sister Brooke. We got Brother Marcel, Brother Raheem, the beautiful Rashonda in the building. We have Ike in the building. We have Nikki the God. We have the Tether Nada in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Respect to the law. A lot of stuff we got to get into. Family, there's a video circulating of this white supremacist guy. He goes around, he has, I don't know if it's an Instagram channel, TikTok channel, but he goes around asking people these little aggressive racist comments, asks these little slick racist comments all the time. And he did a video where he asked some white women, he was talking to them and about do they date interracially, and one white woman was like, oh, I love my chocolate men. And boy, that triggered him. He was like, oh, so you're a mud shark. Oh God, you're a mud shark. So yeah, he went right into insult mode. And there's another white boy, suspected white supremacist, who does those kind of videos. He does these reaction videos of like white women dating a black man, and then they have a whole bunch of kids, and he's like, oh God, they're polluting our race is being polluted. So you have that kind of vibe going on with these suspected white supremacist males. It's very interesting how they use these shaming tactics against white women who have a hankering for the soul pole, or white women who get with brothers. And they wear their insecurities on their sleeves. See, this is why for years we sat up here and let these folks play this projection game, trying to denigrate Black society, particularly Black men. Really, what they're doing is projecting their own insecurity. That's their insecurity. They try to play this inferiority game with us. No, no, no. They have insecurities about their own inferiority. And they really have to get the white women in check, because, see, white supremacy is all about controlling not just Black people, but also the boundaries of whiteness. So they've always had to control the white woman too. That's been an internal struggle with the white supremacists, making the white women get some act right. So they got to make sure when if a white woman crosses the line, that symbolizes a breakdown of control over white purity and white lineage. So, they got to do these shaming tactics on these white women. See, white women, their goal to the white supremacists is basically to breed more white supremacists. That's the only goal they need for white women. You understand? They just need them to breed more white supremacists. That's why when white women get out of the birthing age, they are discarded. They do not give a damn about no white woman who gets old. Whereas in our society, we revere, honor, respect, and elevate the elder black women in our community. They're like icons. They're like beacons of praise in our society. You don't see you. Do you ever see them do that with old white women? You don't see them do that with old white women. Old white women are trash to them. Yeah. And the only value an old white woman has is being a Karen. Now that she can squeeze some value out of that if she's somewhere yelling at some black folks. That's the only value she has. But other than being a Karen, they don't give a damn about no old white woman. They throw them in a home somewhere. They make movies about it. Throw Mama from the Train. Y'all remember that movie from back in the day? Some of them actresses, the white actresses, when they get older, boy, they discard their asses. Pamela Anderson, all of they discard their asses. Yeah. So it's all about controlling the white women of birthing age who can give birth. Oh, you got to make sure they're in check. Now, when the white women get older, what they usually do, they get discarded, and then white women start doing sex tours in Jamaica and Nigeria. That's what the old white women are. The old white women are in Nigeria right now, uh, getting piped down by Umduge. Yeah, that's where the old white women go. They turn out like Madonna. They just banging random niggas. But the white supremacist male, there's a lot of sexual insecurity and competition in their minds. See, a lot of the white supremacists, they're deeply insecure about being compared to black men sexually. And the stereotype of black men being more sexually dominant, that triggers a lot of jealousy and inadequacy among the racist white supremacist males. And the whole preservation of white purity. What the hell is that? Now, these people were starving up in Europe. What white purity? Pure what? See that whole you're diluting the bloodline and all of that. No, 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 no. You're de-whitifying the people because, like Dr. Welsing says, when these interracial relationships happen, the offspring will be non-white. So they look at sexual relationships as a form of warfare. That we're committing warfare against them and we're not even trying. This is why they justify all forms of warfare against us when they attack innocent black children. In their minds, okay, that's a person who could grow up and wage sexual warfare against them. So it's all justified. It's all self defense. Remember, a few weeks ago, I talked about how the white supremacists, everything they do is self defense when it relates to us. It's all self defense. We got to understand what certain things mean. And boy, they get on the white women's cases, especially the young birthing age white women, when they start getting with the brothers, because, that's like a punishment for racial betrayal. They view that as treason. So they got to do all this verbal abuse, your mud shark and all that old nonsense. She's violating her racial expectations. She's expected to maintain the race. Because see, a lot of times the white women will get rebellious. See, a lot of the white supremacist males, they don't have the same goodies like they used to back in the day. Women are going to go where the goodies are. You understand? Women go where the goodies are, no matter what the race is. Even in Europe, Spain in particular, when Spain was down bad, the money was a little funny, the food wasn't flowing, it just wasn't popping like that. They were going through the dark ages to a certain degree, and it just wasn't popping. They were having plagues, and those black Moors came in with all that money, that wealth, that gold, that silk, satin, fly clothes, pretty horses. They came in, and according to historians, boy, them white women saw them brothers and started dropping down, taking their clothes off. They were showing them damn titties. They started making it clap. They were making it clap for them Moors when they came in. Huh? They're gonna go where the resources are. All women. That's why Spain got dark racially. It darkened up. That's why the Spanish look different from some of the other anglicized Europeans. It's not because of the proximity to the Mediterranean. That's some horse shit they like to say. No, it's proximity to that Moorish soul pole. That's what darkened them up. Yeah. So it's like that all across the board. So now a lot of these lower level white supremacist males sitting around smoking meth and in your trailer park, you ain't really holding like that. You got the upper echelons white supremacists, they're hoarding all of the resources, and they'll let the lower level white supremacist male be the foot soldiers, but they're not holding paper like that. So you got these young white women, they ain't trying to sit up in your trailer park with you eating mayonnaise sandwiches. They ain't trying to do that. So they get around some brothers, some brothers who's balling out. So hey, they gonna go where the ballers are. Yeah. And the white supremacist males, they feel a certain sense of powerlessness because of that. Huh? They start trying to use these shaming tactics. Oh, you're gonna be a single mother. He's gonna get you pregnant and he's gonna leave you. You're gonna be a welfare queen. All in those shaming tactics. That ain't really working like that. Because a lot of these white supremacists, they fear a cultural shift. Yeah. So a lot of these white supremacists, they see that this is a sign that their ideology is losing ground. So they need to lash out and kind of push back against that shift. And the internet is an echo chamber. These online hate communities, they celebrate that type of aggressive trolling, which backfires because now it makes you look insecure. That makes white women say, well, damn, I don't ugh. Let me go get me some more brothers. This guy is a lame. Because a lot of these guys have this historic white male entitlement. See, there's a centuries old entitlement to white women by the white males. So the idea that a white woman would choose a black man, that's interpreted as both a personal and racial humiliation. Because see, they like to say, "Oh, it's just the big fat white women." Oh, that's an old lie. They like to tell to make themselves feel better. No, no, no. No, it's the nice looking white women out here choosing up. No, it ain't the big fat ones. No, the big fat ones are stuck in the trailer park with them. No, no, no. It's the nice looking ones out here choosing up. Huh? And it's really an ownership thing, because there's a historic context to it. It's all about ownership. The white supremacist male is like slavery and ownership. The white male had sexual access to black women, just sexually violating them with impunity. But if a black man even looked at a white woman, that was punishable by death. So that double standard was all about preserving white male dominance. And then they started creating these projecting myths of the black beast rapists. Movies like Birth of a Nation and all of that had white men in blackface running around here trying to rape white women. That myth was created after slavery. That was something created, the whole hypersexual black man. Remember, they weren't saying that during slavery, and black men were around white families all the time. Right when we get freedom, well, they're telling the white women, "Oh, you better watch out for these black men. Oh, they're very rapey. They're gonna get you." So that was used to justify violence against black males, but we know who was doing the real raping. That myth was used to terrorize black men and white women, and there were some white women behind that too. White women would get their little freak on, and if they got caught, they did the, oh well, he made me do it, which they do that to this day. White women, they can live on the wild side, and they like to live on the wild side with brothers because if things get hot, they can always say, well, damn it, he made me do it. Yeah. So the thing is, white women, they have been used as symbols for the race. See, white women were used as symbols for racial purity, and any perceived defilement by black men that was seen as an attack on the entire white race. And that would always lead to some type of violent social backlash. So it was all cap. But it's just very interesting to see these white supremacist males project all of their insecurity onto us and come up with all of these little coping mechanisms online. I saw something from some of these similar white supremacists online. They said something to the effect of, if it weren't for white inventions and white intervention, black folks and Africans would have died off. Boy, that's a projection if I ever seen one. That's such a major projection. Man, we black people globally have been fine without the damn white supremacists. There's a black tribe over in North Sentinel Island that's surviving to this day. They ain't come in contact with no white folks. They'll kill a white person the minute they see them. They don't. We've always survived. They were the ones dying out multiple times in Europe. We had to save them. We had to save them over here. They were dying off over here. This is why it's very important to know history. So when these folks get to just babbling and saying shit, we know the real historic context of it. All right, let's get Dark Pope in here. Dark Pope, you from South Africa? Dark Pope, hop on in. Let's get some of the family in here. Let me hear what y'all got to say. Let me hear what you got to say. Dark Pope, what's happening? Dark Pope, unmute your microphone. You got to say something, Dark Pope, because I'm cooking over here. And I don't want y'all to mess up the flow. Let's get Jason, since Dark Pope ain't saying nothing. Jason, are you in here? I can hear you. What's up, Jason?
Tariq. Can I bring two things up?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, reparations. I think it's doable.
Okay.
I think, because I did the calculations myself, I know that part of it. If you take away all the Israel, Ukraine, all the handouts given to people, I think the calculations when you come out, it's the payments are like doable. You can hand out these payments monthly because all of this like wasted money going to other countries is totally bogus, and it's like it should be divvied out to the citizens of the country anyway. So really,
Right.
it's possible. It's just like the powers that be won't let it happen for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah. This is why we're really pressing the issue. We're really pressing the issue, and we're being very clear on where and who the reparations should go to. Now, Jason, where are you from? Are you Asian?
Yes, I'm Asian. Yes,
Oh, Japanese, Korean,
uh,
what?
Chinese.
Chinese. Okay. How long your family been over here?
One generation, about one
Okay.
generation.
Cool. Cool. All right.
Oh,
Very
could I
cool.
ask one other thing?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I myself struggle with like sensitivity and taking like mental punches and all that stuff. I want to ask you because I know you've been called like every racial slur at some point on this platform, at other platforms at some
Hmm.
point, right?
Hmm.
Um, I want to know. I want to just like, can you tell me how the hell do you handle all that shit like mentally? How do you process all that hatred? Like, I feel like I would struggle immensely if I had all that level of hate thrown my way. Like, how do you do it? You know?
Good question. Very good question. Let me get you off and I'm gonna answer that. Yeah, I can handle that because I'm a foundational Black American. Family, my family and my lineage, we've absorbed all types of abuse, warfare, sabotage, lynchings, violence, attempted genocide. We've survived that. Man, my lineage goes directly to the damn Great Dismal Swamp in North Carolina. My family, my people lived in swamps in order to stay safe. They had to live with bears, snakes, alligators in order to be safe, in order to survive. My folks had to create underground railroads and go around this country covertly protecting each other. My family had to fight white supremacists and dip out so that they wouldn't get any kind of backlash. My family fought in the Civil War and freed themselves and others. My family built prosperous communities in spite of the sabotage. My lineage created communities that were sabotaged by the city, where they would put freeways and all types of things in the communities to sabotage us. You understand? My family and my lineage kicked off the civil rights movement where we had to fight the United States government in order for them to get some damn act right and execute the Constitution and practice the law as it should be practiced. We had to fight dogs, hose pipes, crazed white supremacists, racist police, racist fire departments, racist National Guards, racist SWAT teams, a few white supremacists saying some little bullshit ass words. That's a nothing burger. We got that. You understand? We got that. That's nothing. That's why we got Chris mouthpieces. We can verbally jab back at them. Yeah, when they want to play the mouthpiece game, we gonna win that. You understand? We've mastered the mouthpiece game, the clapbacks and the snapping. So yeah, I snap back. They can't outsnap me. I got that. So yeah, them saying racial epithets, dude, that so don't bother me, and that don't really bother us. If you notice that, we don't trip off that. We don't listen. Like I've been telling people, no group is at liberty to say anything negative about foundational Black Americans. Nobody. The white supremacists can't. We know what kind of filth you came from in Europe. We know what it is. We know you wouldn't have had anything popping if it weren't for us. So we done got the white supremacists straight. So everybody else is a real piece of cake. They know they ain't supposed to be saying nothing. And when they do, they get the business. When they start talking crazy, they will get the business. We're going to remind you who you are. Dark Pope, what you doing over there, brother? Dark Pope, where you at, man? You're making a lot of noise over there. I thought I took you down. I don't know.
Can you hear me,
Dark
Tariq?
Pope, what are you doing, man? I can hear you, man. What's happening?
Yeah, bro. Two things, my brother, right? Firstly, like white women actually choose black men because they know that white males actually they rape their own daughters. So they know that the brothers do not their daughters, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then secondly, science itself, it proves that everybody came from the melanated nation. So basically, we are their gods. They came from us. You know, they can never be superior to the original version of what a human is. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so basically, that's where the hatred actually comes from. They hate us because they know they came from us. They are nothing without us. You know.
That's absolutely true. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Brother Pope. What's your name?
Yes. Is it me?
Yes, T-Bat. What's happening?
Yes. T-Bat, what? You know I've been on here before, Tariq. I appreciate you so much. I've been following you since at least 17, 18, whatever. Anyway, so I want to first of all thank you. I always thank you first for your strength. You talked about lineage. I'm a Baptiste. My people came from New Iberia. My grandfather, my great great grandfather, had a 2-day funeral.
Man, man,
Who knows of a 2-day funeral?
man, they were getting it in. Well, they celebrated him off. Man,
So community and my friend, uh, there's just so much that you said. I have like a whole list of notes here, but my question is, somebody asked you a question about how do you do it. The Asian guy, he talked about, I know how you do it. You do it because you have entrepreneurship. You are a businessman. You have employees. You invest.
mhm.
That's how you do it. Get on the left side of the goddamn chart. I don't know what the chart's called right now, but I know what you know what I'm talking about. So, can you tell me, just like the 2-day, 3-day, whatever goddamn day, kingship, parade, protest, whatever the hell it is, white supremacy, can people unite against white supremacy if they stop hating the black melanated man? Will, like you said, we will never be able to erase. That's not our responsibility as black people to erase racism. That's your fault. You created this shit. Can we get our reparations so it can be equal? But at the end of the day, the root of all evil is white supremacy. You made a documentary on it, The Rules of White Supremacy. Can you please speak to people needing to unify against white supremacy?
Yes, ma'am. And that's a very good point. And the problem is, we've been trying to do that. See, we as foundational Black Americans, we know this. We know that the problem is white supremacy. And the problem is, we're the only ones who are consistently fighting it, while other people benefit from our fight. That's where the problem comes in. We're the ones who sit up getting bloodied and bruised, fighting the white supremacists all the time. Like the caller said, how can we absorb all these insults? Man, we done fought these people tooth and nail. We've been fighting them since 1526. We've been fighting white supremacists on this land, black people, since 1526. When the Spanish came over here in San Miguel del Guadalupe, over there in the South Carolina region, which is now South Carolina, and tried to build a colony, there were enslaved black people there. And we fought these bitches up out of here. And we stayed. We fought and ran their asses back over to the Caribbean, then they went back to Spain. So we've been fighting them nonstop. We have never not fought these people. And when we fight for gains and benefits, while we're sitting here staggering, bruised up, all of these other folks come fresh off the boat here with a plate and a fork, eating off the spoils of the fight. That's the problem. That is the problem. So this is why there's a cultural shift right now, especially with the delineation going on. That's why the delineation is shaking the table. We're not playing the same old game no more. It's time for everybody to step up and hold their own weight. That's why when we delineate and just sit back and let other people fight, they can't do it. They start begging for us. See, people want to get over here and get with white people and denigrate foundational Black Americans. They think, okay, if I'm going to get in good with these whites, I need to crap on the people who's always fighting them. I know that these black folks fight them all the time. Look, don't these people aren't dumb. They know what it is. They're not dumb. They know that the benefits they get is because of us. They are not dumb, family. They know they didn't fight for nothing. So they know when they get over here, they start saying that old bullshit to the white people. That nigga is evil. He's a lazy akata. You don't trust him. You can trust me. I don't have that slave hate. I was not a slave. I was a good. Back in my home, they play that game. You understand? Latins, they all play that little game. They play that little game where they snuggle up with the white supremacists against us, and they think that they're in there. They don't know. We know how fickle these white supremacists are. We know you're never really in there with them. We know they'll turn on you at the drop of a dime. That's why we don't even play that game as foundational Black Americans. Well, we don't really try to get accepted by them like that. Truth be told, generally foundational Black Americans, we do our own thing. That's why we have our own slang, our own style, our own culture. We're not trying to blend in with them like that. Then we go get our money, go work the job, and get the hell away and be like, oh, thank God it's Friday. I ain't gotta go look at these damn white folks. Every Friday, you're like, oh God, I get a couple of days, get these people out my damn face. We love the weekend, so we ain't got to deal with their ass. Well, yeah, we're not the tether class, but the white mommy, white daddy is God. They're like, oh, I love you, I love you. I want to go to lunch with you. They love them. So it's a different vibe. So they think that they're in there. They think if white mommy, white daddy accepts me, I'm in there. And then what happens is the white supremacists turn on them, just like they're doing to the Latinos right now. What are they doing? Where are the FBAs? Black and brown, black and brown. Nah, no. Now they running around here talking about some damn black and brown. We need to be together. That people are begging for us now. Now that we're sitting our ass down and getting comfortable, they're out here begging for us. They know what it is. Great Black Shark, my brother, hop on in, sir. Yes, sir. I can.
Brother. Hey man, I want to speak to what you were saying when the Chinese gentleman came up and asked you, how do you endure all of the anti-black racism? One of the things that people have to understand about the lineage of foundational Black American freedmen people is this. The white supremacists hate us so much, particularly the males, because they know that if they had inflicted the same evil atrocities on any of these other immigrant groups over here, they would have wiped those people out. So
Right.
basically, they're envious of us and they're afraid of us, Brother Tariq, as you know. But I want to say this to the entire audience, especially any young person listening. They hate us and fear us because they know the thing that terrifies them the most is they know they couldn't have survived what they inflicted upon us.
Right.
We have a spiritual strength when we know our personal family history, when we know the history of who they are, the reason why they come at us with all these verbal little taunts that they give us or what have you is because it comes from a place of fear. They fear our genetic dominance. They fear the fact that even though they cheat and set up systems to artificially deprive us of things, they see we still thrive, we still innovate, and they're looking at themselves like, damn it, how do these people keep surviving and excelling what we thought they were capable of? Well, that's it, I'll land.
Yes, sir. But yeah, them saying something about us, that don't bother me at all because they emulate us all the time. What are they going to say that's really negative? Let's just break that down. What the hell are the white supremacists going to say to us that's really negative that they didn't impose? What you going to, if they start talking about crack and drugs? Well, yeah, all the crack and drugs in your community, you brought it in. So no, if you know history, no, I'm not offended by that. You brought the damn crack in. You brought that in. Yeah. If there's poverty, you brought that in. You brought in the poverty. We were doing fine when we were on our own. Everything negative, your ass brought it in. Huh? You talk about single mothers and all that. You created that. The black family was fine until you came in with the bullshit, the economic deprivation, and coming in with the housing projects and Section 8 and making sure that black men weren't in the home. You did that shit. Everything negative in our society, you did it. Everything without any exception. You talking about guns in the community? You brought that shit in. We don't have black gun manufacturers. You brought that in. Everything constructive, everything positive, that is us. Everything that's culturally relevant that we export, that is us. We are the soft power. What they say don't bother me whatsoever. I know the truth. Everything fly about the United States culturally comes from us. When you talk about the sports, that's us. All the sports legends are us. When you talk about the music, that's us. The style, the clothing, that's us. Yeah. The foods, all of that stuff, that's us. When they start talking about being American as apple pie, family, we were the ones who made apple pie. Let's be very real. When you talk about American as apple pie, we were the one who put the seasoning in the apple pie to make it taste some kind of damn way. Yeah, the Europeans, they had apple pie in like Ireland and all of that, but these folks didn't know. They didn't have seasoning. They didn't have nutmeg and cinnamon. They didn't season shit like that. They just chopped up some bullshit apples, put it in a dry ass pie, and boom, that was apple pie. It wasn't the same thing. The apple pie as we know it, that was us doing that. That was us seasoning the thing the right damn way. Huh? Come on now. Let's put everything in context. Let's put everything in the right damn context, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get some more folks in here. Let me get the gold route. The gold route, hop on in, brother. The gold route.
What's up, my brother Tariq? How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Well, man, I'm doing excellent, man. I just wanted to say shout out to you, man, first and foremost, and say call you the most honorable Tariq Nasheed.
I like that.
Hey, man, I just want to get get your 2 cents on, man. I thought you were gonna say something about it, but did you see Jamal Bryant and Cam Newton? So Jamal Bryant, the fake pastor leading the Target boycott, he was on Cam Newton's like podcast, and and Jamal Bryant, he commented on Cam Newton legs. He was like, "Man, you got some good looking legs, brother." And I was like, "Bro, what the did you see that?"
Yeah, I a little piece of that. Saw a little piece of it, and yeah, that was very, very weird. But also, thank you for the call, by the way. I also saw Jamal Bryant and some of the Boule and some of the Democrat elderly running around here talking about caping for the immigrants and um, standing with the ICE protesters and all of that in the black community. We're like, hey, y'all don't represent us. You guys do not speak for us at all. Y'all don't speak for us. We're cool. We ain't getting involved in that stuff. We're still sitting down. We're good. We're not getting involved in none of that stuff. Come on, we got a lot of folks in here already. Shout out to everybody in here. Yeah, we're not getting involved in that whatsoever. Let's get Drex, brother Drex in the building. Hop on in, Drex. Mr. Drex, while we're waiting. Drex, you good? I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm the dude said that he's from Brooklyn. Both grandparents is from New Bern and Washington, North Carolina. Hey, I just want to give shout out to the room and everything. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my riders and shout out to everybody. But yeah, I wanted to get Brad does. You mind playing a game?
Okay, well, no, okay, you were breaking up, brother. Now what happened?
I
You
wanted to
kind of in the
play a game. I wanted to play the game like Brother McCall. You, you mind playing the game?
oh Lord, brother, what's this about? 'Cause now you kind of messing up the flow. We're flowing though. Uh-oh.
No, it's not like that. It's to prove that I'm FBA, and I
Oh, I
wanted
see.
to
I see you
sir.
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do it a little bit later because yeah, I'm kind of okay. I'm kind of flowing here. I want to keep a flow. We'll get you on later. We'll do that later, brother. We just got to come on in and just come with it right now. Right. And plus, your phone is kind of in the matrix. It's getting a little robotic sound. So we don't want to do that. I want to keep flowing here. We got a lot of people in the building, so I want to keep on flowing.